I looked at the table and I was like, oh God, I just used all of this on Adele. And I grabbed the crease brush that I used on her and I framed it. Hello guys, it's me, Nikki. Hello, it's me. I've been wondering if after all these years Adele finally filmed with me. The answer is yes. Guys, the impossible has happened. Dreams have become reality. No, like literally, like legitimately, a dream of mine, a year-long dream of mine became reality. Because after wishing for it to happen for so long, in my previous video, you could see that I filmed a video with Adele, my queen, my everything. If you've been a longtime subscriber of mine, you know that in every interview, pretty much every video where people ask me who is your dream collab, the #1 answer was always Adele. So when I uploaded my video, The Power of Makeup with Adele recently, I know not just me, but most of you freaked out as well because finally it had happened. But since posting that video, a lot of you guys were like, okay, girl, spill the tea. What was she like? Was she nice? Did she for at least one time say divorce, babes, divorce? What did she smell like? So many of you want a story time on my day with Adele. Well, guess what this video is today? In today's video, I'm gonna be sharing everything from the day that I heard I was gonna be filming with the Queen, Adele, up until the day of leaving for London, up until, I'm gonna tell you all the ins and outs. Literally everything. Ooh, and by the way, if you're like, girl, I know we all have our days, but like, what's going on with the skin? Honey, sweetie, what's going on? This right here is some sort of like newfound planet. Okay, Pluto got a sister. And you know, it lives on my face. Great. Oh, and this lusciousness right here, your girl's always so open about, you know, getting a little help here and there. I noticed that I was getting smile lines and I had two options. One, never smile again, or two, get a little bit of filler, just like a little fill me up to get rid of that because I cannot deal, okay? Age is knocking at my door, okay? 27, knocking at the door. But not to worry because in just a matter of minutes in this video, I'm gonna look like a completely different person and this will be the least of my problems. So if you're in the mood for some Adele realness, I'm gonna share everything. Please stay tuned. Let's go. All right, let's dive right in. Before we do anything, of course, not to prime is a crime. I'm using my Nimya Where It All Starts cream. The fact that I could put my own product on my living legend Adele was beyond anything I could ever dream of. And then when she smelled the Where It All Starts cream and fell in love with it, I was like, oh my God, she approves of my product. We're off to a great start. But before I even get to the day of filming with Adele, let me tell you where it all starts. Okay, where it all starts, cream. I think a lot of people are like, why Adele? Why is Adele so special to you? And then I say, how can Adele not be this special to you? Like, what's wrong? Like, do you want to talk about it? I feel like Adele is the living example of always following your heart and believing in yourself no matter what. Adele to me just radiates this confidence that is so contagious. Like her words can really lift you up, and I love everything she stands for. I love the way she handles herself. I love the way she follows her own path. It is something that I want to do for my life, follow my own path, and she is just she's the queen. And so in every interview where someone would ask me, who is your dream person to work with, the answer was always Adele. But I also know that Adele is a very private person. I know besides doing promo for her album, she doesn't really do much press or is in the public eye too much, which I respect so much. But that also made me feel like filming with Adele one day would never happen. And you know, if she was promoting a new album soon, never would I expect her to work with me, because what do I have to do for an album promotion when it comes to music? Like, I'm a makeup girl. Me thinking that she would one day sit on a makeup channel for promo of her album was impossible to me. So I just basically never expected my path to lead to Adele one day. It just seemed too difficult to realize somehow. But I'm also a strong believer of putting things out into the universe. I know it sounds cheesy, but I am a strong believer that if you want something so bad and you keep working on it every single day to get to that goal, whatever that is, I am a strong believer that anything can happen. I mean, I have dreamt of hosting the Eurovision Song Contest my entire life, and I never thought that was gonna happen, and look at me now. I was one of the hosts for Eurovision Song Contest 2021, so weird things happen, okay? Especially in my life. So I knew that every possibility I had where I could drop hints that I wanted to film with Adele, I would take that opportunity. Everywhere I went, I said Adele, and we never heard anything from Sony, her record label, or her team. Like, I never heard anything like, oh my God, we see you. Nothing. Like, nothing. It was a complete dead end. So I think you can imagine my face and just my entire mood when Manager Tutorials Wes called me, and he's like, okay, sit down. And we've had numerous calls where he was like, sit down, because shit would hit the fan. But so I immediately was like, oh God, what's happening now? It's like, what's happening now? So Wes goes, what if I told you that Sony called? And I'm like, okay. And he's like, a very special person wants to work with you. And I go, okay. And he goes, what if this special person is Adele? And I'm like, what? He goes, Adele. Once Adele personally told Sony that she wants to film with you to promote 30. And I'm like, when I tell you, I completely lose it. I start screaming. I'm like, you're fucking shitting me right now. You are kidding. You're taking the fucking piss. And we both just start bawling our eyes out. We completely lose it. I run to Dylan in the living room, and Dylan is gaming with his friends. And whenever he like games with his friends, he has like the headsets on, and they're like in a party, and they can like speak to each other. Now, mind you, this is top secret. Nobody even knows that Adele's coming out with a new album. Like, nobody, like, this is top secret. And I just, without knowing that he's in his party, I go, I am filming with Adele. And he's like, she knows of my existence? What? Sony also straight up tells us like, okay, this is just to see if you're interested. And we're like, is water wet? Of course we're interested. From there on out, all we knew was that Adele was interested, and we would hear more soon. And when I tell you, the slowest weeks go by without knowing anything. So then a couple of weeks later, Sony finally calls back, and we have a date. Once I have this date locked in my calendar, I know a lot of people were like, how did you even like live life? I don't even know. It's been a blur ever since. But instead of nerves, I think what I felt the most was like insecurity. I was too afraid that they would call the day after and be like, well, guess what? No, pranked ya. This is not true. I couldn't like truly believe that it was gonna happen. So for the longest time, I just put it in my head, and I just put it away as like, it'll probably still get canceled, but if it still happens, this is a dream come true. And as time goes by, I think my number one fear was COVID, the pandemic. I was so damn scared that the UK or the Netherlands would get hit really hard again. I was like, this is my dream that's about to come out. Like, please don't let there be like another like heavy lockdown where we can't leave our countries, or like, please let me be able to catch this flight. If I have to walk to the UK, if I have to swim to the UK, I would've. But luckily, because we're vaccinated and we have our tests ready, we could leave. And when I tell you, the day before leaving for London, because we filmed this all in London, I had no idea what to do with myself. I was like, what am I gonna wear? You know how hard it is to decide what you're gonna wear / what you're gonna look like when you meet your idol? Like, do you know how hard and difficult that is? And as the days go by, I just feel nerves taking over my body and slowly taking over my system. This is a moment I've been dreaming of for so many years, and now as time goes by, it's getting closer and closer. So as time progresses, I get more nervous, and before I know it, it is the night before filming with Adele, and literally every emotion runs through my body. How am I gonna sleep? I just do some research and I just, go about my night. And before I know it, I doze off, fall asleep, and I am waken up by my alarm. Time to get my ass out of bed. I know that I will be the final interview of the day. I also know that most press got 20 minutes with her, and they granted me 45 minutes with her, which more on that later because those 45 minutes were nuts. Let me do my brows and then come back with the day of filming with Adele. Okay, the brows are on and now it is time to do the eyes. Now let's see where this will go. I have no clue. All I know is that I'm inspired by Makeup by Han or Han, Makeup by Han, but her name is Hannah, so I think it's Makeup by Han. It's the day of filming with Adele, and I have to get ready. I end up going for a simple sort of look that I know isn't gonna fail me. Do a soft half-cut crease moment. One of those makeup looks where you go, I look good. I want the focus to be on my guest. Like, I wanna feel confident and strong, but I don't wanna, do a liner that's gonna me up. So I keep it safe, but cute. I looked cute. I think at that point I was the most nervous because after doing my makeup, it really started to dawn on me that in a couple of hours I would meet Adele. It is time to leave to the studios. The cab ride was about an hour or so. During that ride, I just started going over all my questions again and going over what type of look I wanted to do. And I ended up going for the classic Adele look, but still with a Nikkie twist. So in the end, I decided to do like a double wing motion with like a double wing coming from the lower lash line and just keeping it super glam because I have 45 minutes. It's not like I can like rewrite the makeup rules in 45 minutes. Like, let me keep it to what I know I can do in 45 minutes. So we get to the studios and right off the bat, Sony tells us that there's going to be a bit of a delay. We had to be there an hour before actual filming so we could do a setup and all that. And Sony was like, well, some stuff happened this morning and we're delayed a little bit. About an hour and a half. And I was like, ooh. But you know what? At that point, I was like, I'm just happy that I'm here. Take all the time you need. As long as I'm here, as long as this is still happening, I'm a-okay. I'm good. So we actually start playing cards, really enough, because one thing I love doing with friends is playing cards and killing time and just having fun with each other. So we start playing cards, and then Sony was like, hey, do you want to look at the setup? Like, see if you like the lights, see if you like the audio, see if everything is approved, and then we can put your stuff down and get prepared. And up until approving the lights and kind of adjusting a couple of settings on the camera myself, I still didn't know if Adele wanted to do the power of makeup or just, a makeup look on her. Then I met Anthony, her makeup artist, who is so incredible. I love his work so, so much. So it was an incredible honor just meeting him and talking to him. And I think he might have put a good word in because I really hoped we could do the power of makeup because I feel like the power of makeup is such a fun and becoming like an iconic movement. And I really wanted to add Adele to that lineup. And like 10 minutes before we got started, I finally heard that we were gonna do the power of makeup, which in 45 minutes, I was like, thank God I only have to do one half of the face because it's 45 minutes. So then the audio guy comes up to me and he's like, okay, Nikki, let me just quickly put a mic on you before we get started. Might as well put it on in case, she walks in any second, which we still had like 30 minutes on the clock before she like officially had to come out. So he wants to put my mic on me, and as I'm kind of like hunched over, like looking like not the best. Out of nowhere, Adele enters the room. She, stands right in front of me. She goes, hello. And I'm like, she's right here. She's like 30 minutes early. What is she doing here? And why is she standing right in front of me? She's like, how are you, gorgeous? She told me that she was actually really, really excited about our power of makeup session because she had a couple of interviews, but I was the one she was looking forward to so much, and it was top of her list. As she's like physically talking to me, I like levitate out of my body. Like I am departing. I am saying goodbye, not here anymore. So then we sit down, we check the cameras one last time, and it is time for me to begin. And just sitting next to her is the most surreal thing. And first of all, a lot of people ask me, what does she smell like? She smells rich. Adele just smelled really friendly and warm, kind of a floral scent, but spicy and mysterious and sexy at the same time. It's basically what you think she would smell like luscious. Ugh. So we sit down and it is time for me to do the power of makeup on Adele, 45 minutes. But you really know you're working with an A-list celebrity star once the timers get rolled out. Literally 45 minutes is 45 minutes. Like there's no 46 and a half, it's 45. So a timer gets started with 45 minutes and that is just insanity. At that point, I realized, first of all, whoa, I am touching her cheeks. I'm putting my Nimya Weardell Starch Cream on her face. I start panicking in my mind. I'm like, 45 minutes it flies by. It literally flies by, especially when it's with your idol. Right off the bat, I noticed that Adele is super interested in talking to me and she's very open, very honest. I was so focused on doing her makeup because 45 minutes, I kind of describe these 45 minutes as having a good conversation in an escape room. Like, you know, you want to really like take your time and talk about it, but you only have 45 minutes and you need to get to the end of the escape room and escape and be done with the makeup. She's very talkative and she is everything I ever imagined she was, plus so much nicer and cooler and I could feel that she wanted to be there and I remember just having like this outer body experience. She's talking to me, I'm doing her eyebrows and you can look it up in the video. I'm looking at her and and you can see me think, how the did I end up here? Like, how did this happen? As soon as I started talking to her, all the nerves were gone. A lot of you saw the eyeliner struggle. I fully prepared myself to tell Adele right in her face that I wasn't gonna be doing an eyeliner on her because I had 45 minutes. And you can see in the video how I'm kind of like introducing the idea of possibly not doing an eyeliner on her. I don't know if you could tell, but I'm mentally preparing to do a liner.
Okay, but if you don't want to do it,
I'm gonna do it.
Right.
When I was doing it, I was like, this liner's trash. I'm really making this goddess of a woman walk out with the most terrible eyeliner ever. And she is used to having like the most perfect, sharp wing out there. And I was like, I'm really gonna be that person who's gonna let her walk out with a bad wing. And I don't know how, because in that moment, I was still convinced that the wing was terrible. But then once I got the footage, I was like, that wing is really good. I can't believe how I, under all these circumstances, managed to do a fierce wing. I deserve a thumbs up on this video for that, just for that alone. Thank you. Before I know it, West goes, you have 2 minutes left. Time was up, 45 minutes was up, and I don't know how, but I managed to do the entire look. She loves the look. Like, even after recording, she tells me how obsessed she is with the look. Her team surrounding her loves the look. Everyone was so happy with how the video went, how the conversation went. And usually when you work with A-list celebrities, right then and there, they'd be like, okay, cut this out, remove this, delete this. I don't know how, but Adele's team and Adele herself didn't want anything cut out. So everything she spoke about was kept in. I didn't have to cut out anything spicy or tea. Everything she said, she was A-okay with and ended up in the video. Now, a lot of people were like, did you let Adele walk out the room with just half her face done? Yes, I did. I think Anthony, her makeup artist, just took everything off and redid her look, or he just completed the other side. But yes, Adele walked out the building with just half her face done. Oops. Okay, I'm gonna focus on finishing these eyes real quick because I cannot, for the life of me, do like an intricate eyeliner look and speak to you guys. So I'm taking like a neon pink liner and adding that to the look, adding some lashes. And then there's way more to talk about after I come back. So I see you in a bit. All right, so I finished off the eyes. I added a little pizzazz. It's kind of like holiday-esque chic. Like, I'm kind of really living for this look right here. Ooh, let's do some blush, shall we? When Adele walked away and my time was up and like we filmed the video, I remember just sitting there and being so lost. I was like, did this really all just happen? By the time I sort of like came back and I was like, okay, this really happened, I looked at my table and I saw a bunch of brushes that I had just used on Adele. Can you feel where this is going? I looked at the table and I was like, oh God, I just used all of this on Adele. and I grabbed the crease brush that I used on her and I framed it. Yep, I did. I framed the crease brush that I used on Adele. It's a doll beauty brush, and the date of filming, so we filmed all of this on November 3rd, 2021, and on the back it says brush used on Adele, and I am so freaking stoked that this is mine. We got it framed. I'm so excited that this is in my life. Like, I couldn't be more proud. Wes, manager tutorials, actually took the wine glass that Adele sipped wine out of, and he has put that on lock. Nobody can touch it, and it's the glass that Adele, drank from. A lot of people ask me, like, are you happy with how the video turned out? Is it everything you ever dreamed of? It is that plus so much more. It got a shitload of views. Like, it is still gaining views. It is absolute insanity. But what I think I like the most is that new viewers will see this video and they're like, oh cool, NikkieTutorials filmed with Adele. Cool, good for her. But if you've been with me for so long and you've known that this has been my dream for so long, I feel like we kind of did this one together. I feel like we grew together and we have landed on this magical path together, and I feel like we accomplished this as a group. And if you've been here for a longer time, you know how special this was to me. And it's just so beautiful to me that I get to share this opportunity with all of you, and that I get to take you along. And you, because of you, you make my dreams come true. You give me the support, the love, and the warmth that make these record labels go, oh, we might have to film with her. Or you put me out there. You support me. You get my name out there for Adele's or Beyonce's or Lady Gaga's to hear my name and to look me up and to find out what I'm all about and wanting to film with me. It's all because of you. It starts with you. So thank you so much. Okay, now let me get a lip on and I'll be right back. Now that is what I call a lip. If you want to see how I did this, head over to my TikTok or my Instagram Reels to see how I achieved this. But oh my, that is a cool lip, huh? Now, a lot of people ask me, who's next? Who is next on your list? And for once, I feel like I'm a bit dreamless. I had a couple of major goals in my life, and one of them was hosting Eurovision. Did that. Another one was filming with Adele. And now that I have accomplished both in 1 year, I'm like, I don't have like a crazy dream right now that I can start working on immediately. And I know I am incredibly privileged to be able to say that, but when I think of people that I think are very inspiring and who I would love to talk to and just work with on my channel, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. I mean, Adele said it herself in the video.
Someone I've never met that I think I would actually cry
Who?
is The Rock, but I know he goes by Dwayne Johnson now.
No, wait,
but
wait,
I was
wait,
the
okay.
biggest wrestling fan when I was younger.
This is so funny.
He sent me flowers the other day because him and his wife couldn't make my show.
I could just imagine his huge arms doing my makeup. So The Rock, hello. I think on top of my list right now are definitely Harry Styles. Such an incredible, incredible person whom I think would fit really nicely on my channel. Beyonce. Hello, call me baby. Or even Taylor Swift. Like, I feel like I could really hit it off with Taylor Swift. So, work your magic, guys. You have the power to get my name out there, to get my name in front of The Rock, of Harry Styles, of Taylor Swift. So yeah, that is my story time on my day with Adele. If you have any further questions, leave them down in the comment section below. Special shout out to Jonathan from Sony Music Netherlands. He really put his neck out for us. And thank you so much, Sony Music, Sony as a company, for believing in me and making this happen. And I am one incredibly lucky girl, and I couldn't thank you enough for the faith and for this opportunity. So that's all for me. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you enjoyed watching this video, please don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to get your Nimya on for the holidays. If you want to get your orders in time for the holidays, I assure you, go order right now and get that Nimya on. I want to thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and hopefully I will see you guys on the next one.